Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Whatever You Need, the channel where truth, art, and emotion meet under one spotlight. Before we unravel today's story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and click the join button to become part of our growing family of dreamers who believe that real stories still matter. What you're about to hear isn't just a tale of love, it's a reflection of courage, heartbreak, and the human need to be understood. In the glittering yet merciless universe of Turkish show business, hearts often meet where scripts end, in quiet corners, away from camera flashes. Some encounters stay brief, others ignite entire destinies. The meeting of Cenk Torun and Mahassine Merabet belongs to the second kind, a collision of two worlds that turned gossip columns into confessionals and left an entire nation debating the cost of honesty. For years, Cenk Torun embodied the calm every actor longs for. He was adored for his talent, but respected even more for his composure. He had the reputation of a man immune to scandal, stable, successful, untouchable. Mahassine Merabet, meanwhile, was rising fast, her name echoing through film festivals and magazine covers. She possessed that rare mix of grace and gravity, an artist whose eyes spoke louder than dialogue. Their paths first crossed one crisp Istanbul evening, during a cultural gala glittering with applause and champagne. Cenk had been invited to speak. Mahassine was being honored for her performance in a breakthrough project. Somewhere between speeches and camera flashes, they shared a conversation, brief, effortless, electric. It felt like they'd known each other forever, recalled one guest later. From that instant, something wordless began, a quiet recognition that would soon outgrow the walls of that hall. At first, both tried to draw boundaries around what they felt. Cenk, married and always careful, convinced himself it was admiration, nothing more. Mahassine, mindful of public eyes, buried her feelings beneath professionalism. But emotions, once awakened, refused to sleep. Messages became conversations, conversations stretched into midnight calls about art, music, and fate. He found in her a mirror he didn't know he needed. She saw in him a calm that anchored her own storms. Mahassine made him feel seen, said a close friend. Like the noise of fame suddenly turned into silence. People around Cenk noticed subtle changes, a distant gaze, longer pauses, the way he smiled at nothing in particular. On her side, Mahassine's social media turned cryptic, captions about freedom, destiny, and the courage to choose oneself. Then came the moment that would shatter their privacy, a single photograph from a private art exhibition. It showed them standing side by side, not touching, but close enough for the world to guess everything. By morning, headlines screamed, love or betrayal. Tabloids feasted. Fans divided. Yet neither spoke. Before we go deeper, what do you think, friends? Is love ever truly wrong if it's honest? Should public figures sacrifice their happiness for the image the world expects? Tell us below, your thoughts shape this community. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, like, and click join to support Whatever You Need, where we tell stories others are too afraid to touch. Behind the silence, Cenk faced an invisible war. His marriage had long been a picture frame hiding cracks. The distance, the endless filming schedules, the exhaustion of years lived in routine, it all weighed heavier than gossip ever could. Mahassine didn't break anything, she simply appeared when the walls had already begun to crumble. Still, choosing truth meant losing comfort. For months, Cenk wrestled with guilt, fear, and the public judgment he knew would follow. One evening, he confided to a close friend, peace shouldn't feel like betrayal. And so, quietly, without spectacle, he filed for divorce. The announcement arrived like thunder from a clear sky. No fights, no interviews, just a single line confirming the end. Fans reeled, sadness, confusion, and endless speculation filled timelines. Some defended him for following his heart, others condemned him for breaking vows. Through it all, Cenk said nothing. His silence became its own statement. While rumors swirled, Mahassine faced her own trial by fire. She withdrew from public appearances, declining interviews, choosing stillness over spectacle. Love is not about possession, she later said at a charity gala, her voice calm but her eyes glassy. It's about what we learn from meeting another soul. The quote ricocheted across social media, a single sentence that turned her from alleged other woman into a figure of quiet dignity. Friends say she struggled privately. She didn't want to cause pain, one of them revealed. She stayed silent even when her name was dragged through the mud. But silence, like art, can be powerful. In choosing not to defend herself, Mahassine allowed truth to ripen on its own. Months drifted by, and the storm began to lose its thunder. Cenk reappeared for a new TV drama, looking calmer, lighter. During a press junket, a reporter dared to ask about his personal life. He smiled faintly and said, "Life takes us where we never planned to go. I am at peace. Every choice I made came from honesty, not harm." That one line was enough. No denial, no confession, just truth spoken with restraint. Mahassine, too, stepped back into the light, attending a film premiere draped in understated elegance. Asked about her rumored relationship, she replied, "Love isn't always about keeping someone. Sometimes it's about setting yourself free." Her poise disarmed even the harshest critics. Social media turned their story into mythology. Fan pages flooded timelines with edits of Cenk and Mahassine set to melancholic music. Captions read, "Two souls, one storm, and they didn't choose love, love chose them." Others, however, couldn't forgive. They saw it as betrayal, not bravery. But time has its own rhythm. As months passed, the noise softened, leaving behind something quieter, understanding. When Cenk and Mahassine appeared together again at a private film screening, sitting side by side, they didn't hide, nor did they flaunt. They simply existed, comfortable, unguarded, real. A journalist who witnessed the moment wrote, "It didn't look like scandal. It looked like peace." Both continued their professional journeys separately but with intertwined respect. Cenk poured himself into new characters, using art as therapy. "Every role teaches me how to forgive myself," he once said. Mahassine, on the other hand, began writing and directing her first short film, a story about choice, destiny, and honesty. When asked if it was autobiographical, she smiled, "Every artist tells the truth in disguise." The line reignited curiosity. Was this her confession or simply art mirroring life? Maybe both. Maybe neither. Maybe the truth no longer needed a name. And that, dear viewers, is the untold journey of Cenk Torun and Mahassine Merabet, a tale not of scandal, but of self-discovery, not of betrayal, but of bravery. They remind us that even under the harshest spotlight, the heart still dares to speak its truth. If this story moved you, tell us what you think below. Do you believe love and honesty can coexist in a world built on image? We'd love to hear from you. Your voices are the heartbeat of this channel. Before you leave, please like, subscribe, and click join to keep whatever you need shining bright. Your support allows us to keep exploring the stories behind the headlines, the human stories that never fade. Until next time, keep your hearts open, your minds gentle, and remember, Every ending carries the seed of another beginning. This is whatever you need, where truth meets emotion.